Good morning, everyone. Hopefully, everybody's doing fine. This is Silvio Bellivo as the E-Chaplain this morning, and I'd like to remind you that we are hammering on nail 27 today of 27 of 40 nails that will help you nail it. And before I forget, and we forget together, that the E-Chaplain exists to help women and men to discover or rediscover dignity in their existence through simplicity towards wonder. And I also want to remind or inform you if you're new to this e-Chaplain universe or new to these 40 nails that help you nail it. Just want to tell you that a few weeks ago, several weeks ago, I asked a few people in my network, from my network, what quality came to mind when they thought about Jesus, when they heard the name Jesus. And one of them said belonging. It's true that we could say so much about belonging, but this morning I want to take this opportunity to dedicate this presentation to for Claudette Bradshaw, in memory of Claudette Bradshaw, who was a former MP, member of Parliament in Canada. And Claudette Bradshaw was a person who really, really worked hard, very hard, so people could uh, have the sense of belonging in their community. I remember that a couple of stories about her. She had did a presentation at school, uh, at the high school I was at, and she was talking about poverty and how poor people were pushed away in the community in Greater Moncton area, and uh, the politicians and community stakeholders, whatever, wanted to push the poor in a section, and she says, "No, we must stop doing that. Everybody belongs everywheres, whether you're rich or poor. They belong to stay together in the same neighborhood, in the same community." So I know there's still a lot of work to do in that part. And Claudette also, Madame Miss Bradshaw was, or Mrs. Bradshaw was also a person who uh, made sure that every children belonged. She's the founder of the Moncton Head Start, and she started her career I think in Van Buren, Maine, and that's where she did her social work internship, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember meeting her on a couple of times, and the last time I met her, I was in her office as she was steering the committee of At Home Chez Soi federal pilot project, which landed in Moncton because of her. And I asked her, I had just lost a job with an organization or was no longer working for that specific organizations when and was figuring out what I was going to do with my life. And I looked at the possibility of doing clinical pastoral education at the Spring Hill Institution in Nova Scotia. And she said, "Well, if that's what you want to do, if you want to work in sort of ministry or spiritual care, go ahead. So go get that formation, go get that course. Here's how you got to do it." So she explained to me how, and she was like that. She didn't just say her advice; she gave you tools to go to get out of your rut, and she did that for so many people. There are other people, other organizations she has helped, and there are other people and organizations who do the same as her, who help people get out of poverty. I remember, speaking of belonging, my mother, I grew up in a single parent home, and my mother brought us up alone and made sure that I had father figures in my life. And in the village, she wanted me to go to be part of the scouts. So she went to see a group of people in the village I come from, and at that time they said, "No, your son cannot be part of this group." So she said, "Okay, no problem." So then she went to visit the Scouts, the Cubs at the United Church of Canada in Moncton, just the same church where the Peace Center is located, the current Peace Center, Centre Communautaire de la Paix in Moncton. So I remember going to the basement of that church and going to the Cubs. What an experience! And it was a positive experience for me. And that was in 1985, 1986. And since then, the year after, my mother went to see the same scouts in the village I come from, and they said, "Yes, okay, your son Silvio can be part of the group." So with Jesus, there's no distinction. Yes, there are some distinction, however, in people, but they all belong. And in the same with the E-Chaplain, it's not because you don't believe in Christianity or you don't believe in God or you're not Christian or you're not Muslim, you're not this. If you're all of that, or if you come from different aspects of spirituality or faith background, you have a place in this universe, which is called the E-Chaplain universe. So, to you who might be struggling of finding your dignity this morning, don't hesitate to reach out, and also let's us, you who's listening to me today and myself, why don't we work together and hammer on the nail of belonging so everybody around us can have a sense of belonging? Because how many people on this face of the earth don't feel they belong? We Canada will greet close to a million, I believe. That's what I've remember. Close to a million people will be welcomed from by Canada, but from Ukrainian refugees. So yeah, everybody matters. Everybody belongs on this earth. No matter what standing you're on, you have, no matter what political party you have, no matter which religion you have, no matter whether you're rich or poor, you belong. There's so many songs written on the word belonging. You belong to this world. You and I belong together. Well, yes, we all belong together, and that's maybe what we need to share in our schools, in our communities. I've worked in a prison setting, and guess what? Criminal gangs who want to, they provide a sense of belonging to the group of people, and all of a sudden some people become criminals, but not by choice. They become criminals because they felt a sense of belonging in that culture, so-called culture. So why don't we all create a culture of goodness and culture of belonging? On that note, let's hammer together again on the nail of belonging, so you and me have a place in this earth, on this earth. Thank you for being part of this, and see you tomorrow morning, same place, same time. Bye bye for now.